Hey, just Mark here. All right, so tonight I kind of want to talk about something a little more serious, and hence why I'm using an old phone to kind of keep myself on track. And anyway, we all go through very difficult things in our lives, and sometimes the dark thoughts get to us. And for myself as a person, it was November of 2023. Now, I have been able to push through so many things in my life and do well and succeed and get ahead. However, when I was going through my separation, I hit a very dark point. And part of that dark point is now I'm sitting there questioning, am I valid? What now is my future? Because the future I envisioned was now gone. So I'm just going to share a little bit something about that day, okay? And bear with me because I am going to read it, so it's not super exciting, but yeah, so The Day I Almost Ended Myself by Mark. It was a morning like many I'd faced over the previous weeks. Little to no sleep. It all escaped me. Little to no sleep escaped me most nights. As my rambling thoughts told me that I was nothing now. I meant nothing to no one. I took my dog for a walk in the cool, crisp winter air for a little while, and I felt alive at that moment. The air was good on my face. I had a great walk with my dog, and then I came home, only to have when the crashing down of the memories came and brought me tears. Now, I took my dog Trixie for a walk in the cool, crisp winter air, and for brief moments I felt alive, only for it to come crashing down when memories created tears. My dog, Trixie, she walked with a bounce, playing in the snow every chance that she got. Living in the moment as dogs do. They do live in the moment every day. Her playful ways made me smile through those tears. When we returned home, where I made my life juice, aka coffee, hoping it would wake me up a bit. I made breakfast, which were 2 eggs, sunny side up, homemade hash browns, and turkey bacon. The smell of fresh bacon flowed through my home, or shall I say my house, as it never really felt like a home anymore. There was an emptiness and a silence that no matter how hard I tried, it was hard to come to grips with. Walls that were filled with noise, sometimes laughter, sometimes just noise, the noise of kids watching TV, or playing with the dog, or even just playing with their toys. Now, in that house, not a home, was just the sounds of myself walking or talking with my dog, some light music in the background. Life had changed very fast, and negative thoughts began to take over this day in a way that was hard to fight back against. The darkness covered my mind. The thoughts of finding peace then entered into my head. But what was this peace? Was it smelling fresh mountain air, or walking by the ocean, or just living in the moment like my dog had just moments before? No, the peace in my head was a dark room. No sounds, no movement, and an odd feeling of rest, which had been eluding me for a few weeks at this point. Awakening from these thoughts, my phone rang, and it was a friend asking me to join them and a few other friends later in the day for a visit, just to hang out and be around other people. They didn't know what was going on in my life at this point, because I had told pretty much nobody. The call ended with me saying, "Sure, what time? I'll be there." Really not believing I would be. Maybe I would cancel, maybe I would just stay home, maybe I just wouldn't show up. So, before I could do anything that day, my morning routine requires me to take multiple medications for a heart condition. I'm someone who's had open heart surgery in the past. There are 9 medications in total, and they were laid out before me like every day before for the last 10 years. Only this time, I stared a little bit longer at each bottle, wondering what would happen if I went beyond the 9 pills I normally take. Would I enter the dark room and feel the peace? Would I suffer? How long would it take? I stared blankly again at that counter for quite a few moments. Then she came bounding into the kitchen with her squeaky froggy, making noises, ears perked up, wagging her tail, and giving me a look I have seen so many times, and still do. Come and play, Dad, was that look. She may not be able to talk, but she knew how to communicate when I needed it the most. I only took my 9 medications that day and began to chase my dog around the house and then outside, which seemed like forever. We played and played. As I played and laughed and goofed around with my dog, the dark thoughts started to leave my mind and joy sprang back. Laughter was loud and a rather large smile sprung upon my face. Now, that moment of play reminded me I had so much left in me to live for, and I had her to live for. I had myself to live for. And I guess in that moment, I needed her to show me that. And she did show me that. She showed me love in the storm, and those previous thoughts of dark, peaceful rooms left. And so far, haven't returned. They were replaced by thoughts of play, laughter, love, and living, and a little bit of hope, because I knew things couldn't get any worse. Okay, they could. For a little while they did, in terms of like the challenges I was facing. But they can get better, and I just have to get through the storm. Later that day, I went to see those friends. And I was surrounded by good company. I enjoyed the day. I came home, and then I came home to the one who saved me, my dog Trixie. And every day, she continues to remind me to live. The depression I experienced has never fully left. But I had the courage to fight back, and every day I do fight back, because there are still some hard moments. I fight back harder each day than I had the day before. If life was easy, no one would grow. No one would feel pain. No one would feel challenges. I think in a way we're meant to feel pain as we go through life. But I think that also tests our resilience towards the things that are going on. So I chose life. I chose living. I chose taking things one day at a time. Now, if you're watching this and you've got this far, just know that we're all going to struggle. And you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. I'm 47 years old, and I've never in my life ever had thoughts like that before. You know, I've obviously battled anxiety and depression at various points in my life, but this was different. This was hard. You know, because I was starting to, my old life was gone. You know, I looked around that house with the empty walls, the pictures were starting to come down, and the silence, I think, was what was deafening. And I think when I thought about the loss of my previous life, and I was scared. I was scared for what my future life was going to hold, because no one likes going into the unknown. No one likes uncertainty. Nobody likes not being confident. And for the first time in my life, I looked and I stared, and I'm glad I didn't fall into that darkness. Now, I did see counseling, and I have seen counseling, and I'm continuing every so often to do that. I don't need it as much as I used to, but that was one of the steps I took. I also only told 2 friends what was going on. So that was different for me, because I didn't want to tell a lot of people, and here I am now on the World Wide Web admitting what I went through. So to anyone who's out there struggling, just know you've got this. You can do this. Feel free to comment down below. I would love to hear your story. And I plan on sharing a little bit more, but I quite literally look back and know that my dog, that sweet little lab shepherd cross, the little goofy smile who challenges me every day but gives me unconditional love, and those friends that invited me out that day saved my life. Because I would never, had I not gone, had I not changed from the room of darkness in my head to a day of joy and laughter and fun, I don't know what would have happened. But it's not worth it. It's not worth it to just end things or walk away. It's worth living, and it hasn't been easy. But I will say this, I love the life I'm creating. I now have goals, I have dreams, and I am going to achieve every single one of them. So I encourage you, if you're battling depression or anxiety, reach out. I mean, to friends, to family, maybe seek a counselor if you need to, but just do something. Don't sit there. Don't let it overtake you, because a moment of darkness can block you from a lifetime of joy. Anyways, that's my video for today, and I wish you all the best, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.